What is up, everybody? We're back with another video, and today we have my buddy's super clapped out. I think it's like a 1990, late 1990, like 1998, something like that. KX125, and it's having a couple problems. It's having like major clutch problems, like it's hard to pull the lever in. And another thing is, it's my pointer finger right here. It's not supposed to be easy to push down. There's no compression in this dirt bike. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get everything off the frame, get in the top end, see what's actually going on in there, maybe polish a few things up like the silencer, maybe the header as well. And our main video today, our main purpose of today is just figuring out what is wrong with this bike and what we need to order to fix it. So should be a pretty entertaining video. So I would consider watching the rest of the video. So see y'all in this time lapse. Okay, so first off, we're gonna see how bad this oil is. knowing my buddy, he's probably never drained this oil before. I know my head's in the way, but you know, this has to be done. Okay, it should just twist off of there now. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that is the grossest oil I think I've ever seen. It's chunky. Oh my God. Dude, look at that oil. That is terrible. And where is all of it? Oh my goodness. Let me grab my flashlight to see if I can see any metal up in there. Oh my God. That was nasty. Oh yeah. There is absolutely some shine in there. I'm concerned about where all this oil is. That is nasty stuff. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's definitely some. I'll get a better shot of it, but I'm gonna go ahead, cut the film right here, and wait for the rest of it to drain out. Okay, now that the oil that was left in it, I don't know if Caleb drained this beforehand or something, but that is not a lot of oil, and the oil that is there is disgusting. So now we're gonna go ahead, put the drain plug back in, screwed in lightly, and then we're gonna switch to time lapse and start tearing this thing apart, because this thing needs a lot of love. Clearly, never a good sign. You can tell a bike screwed up just based on the oil. There is so much shine up in there, and it's milky. It's a little chunky too. This is not what you want to see in a customer's bike right here. Absolutely not. So switch it. We're gonna switch time lapse. See the rest of this tear down in this bike, and see what we can get done. Just to take a little break from the time lapse, as you can see, we've got almost the bike completely down, and the exhaust pipe right here. The exhaust seals are absolutely horrendous with so much drippage. These exhaust seals are shot to the heavens. So what we're gonna do now, I guess we can disassemble this top end now that we're kind of down to everything, and see what's going on up there. And then we'll probably end up having to take the engine out of the frame to see what the heck was going on with all that disgusting oil. So I don't know what it could be. I think there could be possibly a coolant leak inside the engine somewhere. I'm not positive, but we're gonna of course figure that out. Yeah, we absolutely need all new gaskets. Every single one of these is fried, and we even have leakage from an absolute ton of leakage from the power valve assembly right here. So yeah, we absolutely need to give this engine a full gasket rebuild and a couple other things. So keep watching. I think right now we're just gonna take apart the top end, see what's going on up in there. Well, that whole time I thought I was filming real speed. I was saying some good stuff. But anyways, we've got this whole power valve assembly. Well, not the whole power valve assembly, the actuator arm, the cover off, and it is disgusting in there. This bike is clearly running way too rich, 1, and 2, there's a really bad seal in there. I don't even know if there is one. I don't even know if there is a seal, but there really should be. This bike is just the definition of clapped, but that's our job. Our job is to unclap it. And as I thought I was filming regularly when I was taking this off, and what I was saying was, usually I know exactly what's wrong with a bike before I start working on it, but because, you know, I buy bikes off Marketplace and I fix them and I sell them, but with this bike, since it was kind of my buddy who doesn't know quite as much as me about stuff, he said, I don't know, I mean, probably needs a new top end, but there could be a few other problems with it. So I was like, okay, I'm up for the challenge. So it's cool being in a bike that I don't exactly know what's wrong with it. It's cool. But, you know, I'm finding stuff like this, and definitely got to order more parts than we both anticipated. But, you know, it's all good. But now we're going to take everything off of the head. I mean, the cylinder head we're going to take off the jug, see exactly what's going on up inside of there. So keep watching. It's going to be a pretty cool video. Okay, so we've got everything out of the engine, well, out of the frame that we need in order to, you know, get all the entire top end off. So now we're just gonna give this a couple little taps to loosen it up. Oh yeah, this thing's pretty stuck on here. No, oh, what's our piston look like? You know, it could be worse, but it's definitely time for a new one. I don't feel any major scoring around the sides, so that's always a pretty good sign. Maybe a little bit right there, but nothing of like major concern, which is a good sign, you know. And the head looks pretty decent too. No, good thing it didn't explode. It didn't explode yet, so that's always a good thing. So now we're gonna slide this sucker off, see what we got going on with the rest. Oh yeah. This thing was overdue for a rebuild. But yeah, you see, look how nasty that is. Maybe overheated, which I wouldn't be surprised because there's no like oil in here. Crank bearings sound okay. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so now that we know that that's there, we're probably gonna take off, probably can't see, but take off the clutch cover and the inner clutch cover and see what's majorly going on in there to see if we need to take this engine out and split the cases or not. But so far, basically we just need new piston and gaskets. This is what I basically see. So now what we're gonna do is get, you know, the clutch cover off. Hopefully, this is my main part of concern because we were having clutch issues. So I'm hoping that the dirty oil and the chunks are hopefully coming from the clutch, because that would make my job easier, because he was already planning on ordering some clutch parts. So I'm gonna try not to add the cost onto him, but hopefully this is our issue. But we're gonna take that off and then take our inner clutch cover off and see what's going on in there more deep. And then hopefully we don't gotta split the cases or nothing, because the bearings seem really, they seem fine, you know, but this piston is just fried, as you already know. So let's just take all this stuff off and see what's really going on. Okay, so this is very interesting. We have a ton of clutch rub up against our clutch cover, which this is honestly a pretty big breakthrough. This would explain the metal shavings in the oil from the clutch and the pressure plate here. So this is actually a good sign. I don't know if it's just, see if these are even squeezing in. See? That's so much better. This wouldn't move. When this was on, it was rubbing up against it. If I put this on, I can really feel it hitting that. So that's a good sign. So in theory, our clutch is working, but it couldn't fully engage and disengage because of this wear. So that's actually a good sign. So now we have to figure out why it's doing that. So let's kind of take the clutch apart. Maybe there's a misplaced clutch plate in there or something of that matter, but all in all, kind of happy about that. So let's see what's going on. Okay, I've now got all the bolts off. Now we're gonna grab our mallet. I already did this. I don't know if you would see it on time lapse though. Usually with these old gaskets, they're super stuck on. Just gotta give them a good tap tap and they'll come right off. To reveal the rest of the engine, which is pretty toast. So it's not pretty toast. It's looking pretty good actually. But we have a ton of oil leaking under here. Okay. So our move now is to see why the clutch is rubbing up against the clutch cover. Okay, now that we've got our clutch out, this is our most area of concern. I have a couple theories on what it possibly could be. As I said, I have a couple theories on what this could possibly be. Looking at the clutch springs, and theory number one is that they were too loose, causing it to, you know, expand too far onto that clutch cover, which would also explain why the clutch was not engaging, the clutch springs being too loose. Or number two is that they are starting to get too old. It's very easy to compress these springs. But theory number three is that we have some sort of broken clutch plate inside of here that would cause, you know, some sort of odd pushing up onto it or something like that. So now we're going to, oh, that's always not a very good sign when these things are super stuck together. It means these things were not oiled properly when they were put back into the bike. So as we go down, oh yeah, as we go down, these things are pretty darn stuck to each other. So yeah, as we go down, I'm not seeing anything too abnormal. Everything seems pretty pretty ideal. So no major damage on the hub or anything like that. All the, maybe a little bit of wear around the outside of this hub. I might recommend a new one because it is starting to get pretty worn down, but I don't think that's our main culprit of the issue. Yeah, clutch basket looks really good as well. I'll just give you guys another look on this wear. Here's the pressure plate, and there's the clutch cover. They're clearly rubbing up against there. So if you guys have any sort of suggestions on what it could be, drop them down in the comments. But that's my main theory on what could be wrong with this bike, other than our top end, which is pretty blown. So let me grab that cylinder real quick and show you guys exactly what we got in here. It's of course scored, but nothing, oh, still got coolant in there, but nothing of serious concern that a slight hone won't fix. A little chipping on that exhaust bridge and right there as well, but it should still run just fine. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but there's the slightest bit of chipping on that. It's on the power valve right there. But anyways, yes, should be all good. And all right, that is probably going to be it for this video, because you know we've gotten everything done we need to get done today. We got everything out of the engine, got the whole bike torn down. We figure out what's wrong with it. I'm pretty sure it's those clutch springs that are rubbing up against that clutch cover. But, you know, I'll do some more research, of course. But then there's, of course, the piston that is way overdue to be replaced. And if you see right here, it's actually kind of warped up. So that's never amazing to see. But the fact that this bike did not blow up is kind of a miracle. So glad it stopped running before it actually blew up completely. We have more videos coming up, like this is for a Yamaha 2003 XLT 1200 Wave Runner, which is over there behind the RV. Got to get that rebuilt before the next season. And of course, part 2 of Cooper's KX80 engine build is also coming up, just waiting on parts. And I'm going to get that done for him as soon as I can. But other than that, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and stay tuned for part 2 of all these amazing builds that I am doing. So turn on that notification bell down at the bottom, and see you guys in the next one.